Hi, Anna. You look so pretty. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for talking to us today. The first film opened to enormous success in 2018, followed by the success of film two, and now sadly, the final installment of To All the Boys I've Loved, Always and Forever. We need more. I'm so excited. Let's break it down. You guys shot in Vancouver, which is where you are from. What was it like being able to shoot on the home front? Did it make you feel at ease at all?
Yeah, no, it was the best because honestly, I could go to school on my days off, which was really a great it was great for me and that doesn't happen very often. So, it was fun and because so much of the cast wasn't from Vancouver, I could kind of be the tour guide on our days off and I could show them like, "Oh, this is my favorite restaurant," or shooting the second Jordan and Madeline came over to my house for a barbecue and things like that. It was the best to be at home. I could go home to my family like at the end of the workday, so it was the best.
Definitely. And speaking of school, Anna, you started acting at 12 years old. How have you managed to juggle both a thriving acting career and going to school?
Yeah, it's been tough if I'm being honest because a lot of people do online school or they do homeschool when they're trying to do acting at the same time, but I've always thought it was important to like keep that normalcy in my life and still go to high school and just be like every other kid, which has been definitely a balance and can be difficult at times, but it's worth it for me to try and have that both lifestyles going at the same time. But I'm graduating this year, so that's pretty crazy that I've been doing this now
Yay!
for 5 years and I'm finally going to be graduated. It's wild.
That's so exciting. Congratulations. My niece is also graduating this year, class of 2021. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
What have you learned from, of course, what have you learned about acting and just life in general from working on that set?
Oh, I say this so much, but honestly, I'm just so grateful to have had these type of people that I've had as role models throughout all these years and this set that I've kind of in a way like grown up on for a bit. So they're the best. They've given me so much advice on not just acting but on life things. And I feel like the whole cast are my older sisters and my older brothers and the crew as well and just working with everyone. I've learned so much on all fronts. So it's seriously been the best experience ever.
I definitely could relate to your character, Kitty. I'm the youngest of three, so I have two older sisters. And growing up, I was all in their mix, all in their business. What has that what has that been like? Have you pulled a little bit of your own self, Anna, into your character, Kitty?
Yeah, well, I'm the younger sister in real life, and my older sister is my absolute best friend. So that wasn't hard to think about.
Hmm.
Like a close sister relationship is very real to me. But I think
Hmm.
some people would say that I'm definitely like Kitty sometimes when I want to be. I can definitely be the pesky little sister, but she is different from me in a lot of ways as well. I relate to Laura Jean for a lot of qualities more so than Kitty, but she's been the best character to play. Is It's so much fun always.
I was going to ask you that in my next question. Who do you identify with the most on the cast? And you said Laura Jean. What is it about her character that you identify with?
Yeah, I mean, other than the obvious like timeline, I'm kind of going through similar stages in my life when she is because we're both graduating the same year, which is so wild. But
Right.
she overthinks a lot of things, and so do I. And she gets in her head, and she's really sensitive and a hopeless romantic, and finds little things sweet, but she also is hesitant. And I think that I'm like that in a lot of situations. So it was cool for me to watch this movie and be like, wow, like I relate to the lead character and she's someone living in the same time as me and going through similar things. So it's so special. I know it's special to a lot of fans for that reason too.
Definitely. Talk to us a little bit about what fans can expect to see Kitty up to this in this third installment. What is Kitty doing? Is she still in the mix? I've seen a little bit, but I'm not going to spill it. What can you tell us?
Yeah, I think people get to see Kitty grow up a little bit in this one. She gets her first crush, and that's something that she's never really experienced. And she goes to Peter for advice, relationship advice, and is obviously has seen her sister with Peter for a few years now, and now she has her own version of that, which is really exciting. But yeah, I think that's something new for her and is a really sweet, cute little storyline that hopefully fans will really like.
Definitely. And Speaking of the fans, why should they tune in on February 12th to Netflix to watch this final installment of To All the Boys I Love, Always and Forever?
I think it's such a great ending to the story, and if they've watched the first two movies, they're going to be really happy with how Laura Jean's story ends, because even though it's over, maybe it kind of also is a beginning for her. She's starting to such a new exciting path, and all these characters are going through so much. But even if they hadn't and they've just seen this last one, there's so much in it that everyone can find something that they love and find something they can relate to. And there's so many big life moments, like we get to see prom and we get to see a wedding and Korea and New York and all of these things that just create such a great movie altogether.
Definitely. Anna, what I love most about you is that you have stood firm and staying true to who you are. You know, you've talked about it in the past in your interviews before about not compromising on your hair or your style and staying true to your uniqueness. Talk to us about why it's so important for actors, young and old, and just people in general, to always stay true to who they are.
I definitely preach that all the time, because I think, especially at my age, it's really easy to lose sight of that when you're in high school and you want to fit in, and you don't want to always be different, and you want to be like everyone else, and you want to be cool. And I think that I've been given this crazy like opportunity to be influential to people who are young and who are my age, and little things like, yeah, like my hair or my glasses, how I notice that a lot of people, when they like have that classic makeover scene, they take off their glasses and now all of a sudden they're cool. And those kind of things, like I obviously feel them close to heart, because I've worn glasses for a long time, and those little stereotypes. And I think it's so important, no matter what that means for that person, just to completely be themselves, and you don't have to fit into anyone else's mold. And I know, like me especially, I'm still trying to figure out what that means to be myself. And it's not like, oh, you can't change, or you can't change your mind, or like one day you want to do this and the other day you want to look like that. Like that is all part of growing up. Right. So it's exciting, and I'm still trying to figure it out. So
definitely. I love that. Would you ever want to be behind the camera and tell these stories of representation for other people that, you know, share the glasses story and the uniqueness like you shared?
Yeah, no, I would love to, for sure. I've been writing scripts just for fun for like a year now, just little ideas. And I would love to do that one day, definitely.
Definitely. Talk to us about your upcoming Disney Channel movie, if you can, Spin. Can you tell us anything about that? You're playing Molly, is that right?
Yes, I am playing Molly in Disney Channel's Spin. We're not sure exactly when it's coming out yet, but we just shot it during COVID times. So that was a very interesting experience, because everything was done very safely, and we were tested 3 times a week and all this stuff. So it was definitely a learning curve for all of us, because I've never filmed a movie that way, but everyone felt safe, and it was so great. And I met so many good friends on that cast. So it was so much fun to get to make something even during these weird COVID times.
I know. And good thing you guys didn't have to shoot the third installment during COVID, because you guys shot it when you shot right after the second. Is that right?
Yeah, we shot them pretty much back to back. But yes, we all feel very lucky with the timelines, because we got to film in Korea. And I don't think that would have really worked out if it was during this time. So no, we're very grateful about that.
And Anna, what was that experience like shooting in Korea? I saw the pictures on your Instagram and on Lana's Instagram. So beautiful and amazing. What was that experience like? Had you ever been before?
No, I had never been to Korea, and it was one of the most unforgettable trips that I'll probably ever have. It definitely felt like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. Yeah, just getting to be in such a different environment and learning about a new culture and getting to eat the food and go exploring on their days off. And also, when we were shooting, we got to shoot in so many of the big tourist locations that I would have wanted to see anyway. So that was kind of the best. We were always like, this is our job. Right. That's wild. We're like, this is what we get to do as our profession. Like it was such a dream, and getting to be with the cast as well was a very bonding time for all of us, for sure.
Oh, wow. Do you keep in touch with the cast at all?
Yes, for sure. The girls have all gotten super close, and over quarantine, we've had a bunch of Zoom calls just to stay in contact and like keep up on everyone's lives. We had like a dog Zoom call the other month where we all brought our dogs. We could all hang out together, and we're all very big dog
Oh,
lovers, so that bonds us. But yeah, no, they're the best. We say this all the time that we feel like we're family in real life, and the sisters are totally like my big sisters for real. So it's the best.
I would love to see you all back doing something soon. Before we go, I want to ask you, you talked about, this being your profession and you get to, be able to shoot movies in Korea and you have this amazing opportunity, to be able to show little girls, representation. Talk to us a little bit about what advice you would share with those that are watching that are up and coming actors, probably your age, that are wanting to break into the industry. What advice would you give to them?
I think something that a lot of people don't realize when they're first starting out is things are not as personal as they might feel. Like when you go to an audition and you might think like, oh, I killed it and they loved me, and then you don't get the role. It's not necessarily because they didn't love you. You just there's different reasons for why things happen, and there's always more to it than you might think. So I think getting that thick skin and getting a lot of rejection is something that is like inevitable for all actors and hard to learn at the start, but we all are experiencing it, and it gets easier for sure. But you have to keep that in mind that it happens to everyone and it's not personal.
I love that. Thank you so much, Anna. Congratulations. I know the fans are going to love this third installment. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Where is the buzz? You said was mine.
Where is the buzz?